Most people today live with a restless mind, constantly jumping from task to task, thought to thought, desire to desire. We chase clarity but feel overwhelmed, we seek peace but get distracted, and we want purpose but rarely slow down enough to hear ourselves think. But centuries ago, Zen masters in Japan discovered simple mental habits that create unshakable calm and laser-sharp awareness. These timeless principles are surprisingly practical today, especially for people who feel stretched thin. Zen, known in Japanese as Zenshu, is a school of Buddhism that emphasizes direct experience over theory, the practice of presence, simplicity, meditation, and insight into the nature of the mind. Although Zen originated in China as Chan Buddhism, it took on a uniquely Japanese character after the 12th century, shaping samurai culture, tea ceremony, martial arts, and Japanese aesthetics like wabi-sabi and minimalism. Three masters played especially central roles in Japan. Dōgen Zenji, a founder of the Soto school, who taught that enlightenment is found in the everyday moment. Hakuin Ekaku, reviver of the Rinzai school, known for rigorous training, and the famous koan, "What is the sound of one hand clapping?" Bankei Yotaku, a revolutionary teacher who taught the concept of the unborn mind, the natural clarity already within you. The 10 rules you're about to hear are rooted in these teachings, yet each one translates beautifully into modern life. Rule 1. Stop seeking, start practicing. The first Zen rule is simple but difficult. Clarity doesn't come from searching, it comes from practicing. Most people spend their lives seeking answers, reading books, listening to podcasts, or waiting for motivation. Zen flips this. It teaches that understanding arises only when you do the thing, not when you intellectualize the thing. Dōgen, one of Japan's most influential Zen philosophers, emphasized this idea relentlessly. In his masterpiece Shobo Genzo, he writes that people waste time chasing the moon while standing in the water. Instead of trying to understand Zen before practicing it, he urged students to sit down and meditate, because the practice itself reveals the truth. This is the famous concept of shikantaza, just sitting. No goal, no expectation, only the act of sitting with complete presence. To Dōgen, enlightenment wasn't a distant achievement but something that arises naturally when you engage fully in the present moment. Modern life is full of seeking. We seek the perfect productivity system before starting the work. We seek the perfect gym routine before exercising. We seek the perfect relationship before opening our heart. Zen cuts through this paralysis. If you want peace, start practicing peace. If you want focus, start practicing focus. If you want clarity, sit in silence. In the modern world, start practicing might mean 2 minutes of meditation instead of waiting for the perfect routine. Writing the first sentence instead of finding the perfect idea. Taking one small action instead of waiting for motivation. Stop seeking the right conditions, practice anyway. Zen reminds us that the act itself creates understanding. Rule 2. Do one thing with your whole mind. The second Zen rule is about total presence, a single-minded focus that turns ordinary actions into extraordinary clarity. Zen calls this ichijōzamai, concentration in a single act. Dōgen taught that when you eat, just eat. When you walk, just walk. When you work, just work. This complete attention purifies the mind because distraction cannot survive where focus exists. Zen monks practiced this through daily routines, sweeping the floor, preparing tea, chopping wood. These weren't chores, they were spiritual training grounds. A famous Zen story tells of a monk who asked his master how to reach enlightenment. The master replied, "When hungry, eat. When tired, sleep." The monk protested, "But we all do that." The master responded, "No, when you eat, your mind is elsewhere. When you sleep, your mind continues wandering." The teaching was clear: we rarely give ourselves fully to the moment. Modern life is built on the opposite habit, multitasking. You reply to emails while scrolling on your phone. You listen to a podcast while half working. Your attention is scattered into fragments. The cost? Mental fog, stress, lower performance, constant restlessness. Applying Zen's principle is surprisingly powerful today. When you work, close everything and work on one task with full attention. When talking to someone, give them your entire presence. When exercising, feel your breath and movement instead of drifting. When eating, slow down and taste each bite. You'll notice something remarkable. Life becomes richer, calmer, and more focused the moment you do one thing at a time. The mind becomes more stable. Your work becomes deeper. Your relationships become more meaningful. Do less, with more presence, and you will feel more alive. Rule 3. Return to the present moment, again and again. Zen doesn't aim to eliminate thoughts. It doesn't ask you to create a blank mind. Instead, Zen teaches the art of returning, gently coming back to the present every time the mind wanders. This principle comes directly from the practice of Zazen, or seated meditation. Thoughts arise, emotions surge, memories appear, and instead of fighting them, you simply notice and return to the breath. Zen masters describe this as falling thousands of times and standing up thousands of times. The return is the training. Hakuin, one of Japan's most influential Zen masters, taught intense meditation techniques that strengthened this returning muscle. He believed the mind becomes sharper, like a sword, through repeated cycles of wandering and returning. The power isn't in perfect focus, the power lies in the repetition. In modern life, our minds wander constantly. Notifications pull us away. Worry drags us into the future. Regret holds us in the past. Endless information overload scatters our attention. Trying to stop distraction entirely is unrealistic. But returning? That's always possible. Here's how to apply this rule now. When your mind drifts during work, gently return to the task. When anxiety pulls you into the future, return to your breath. When frustration rises, return to the physical sensations in your body. When social media sucks you in, return to your intention. Every return is a victory. Every return strengthens your mind. Every return rewires your attention. Peace isn't found in perfect stillness, it's found in the gentle act of coming back, over and over, with kindness instead of judgment. Rule 4. Strengthen the mind through daily discipline. Zen is not soft. Zen is not passive. Zen is inner strength forged through discipline. Hakuin Ikaku, the fierce reformer of the Rinzai Zen school in Japan, transformed Zen by insisting on rigorous practice. He believed the mind is like a blade. Without pressure, it becomes dull. With consistent sharpening, it becomes precise and unshakable. Hakuin trained students using koans, paradoxical questions that break habitual thinking, and long hours of meditation. This discipline didn't just produce clarity, it produced resilience. To Hakuin, discipline was not punishment. It was freedom. A mind trained through discipline can stay calm in chaos, focused in noise, and steady under stress. In modern life, discipline is often misunderstood as willpower. But Zen discipline is something different. It isn't about forcing yourself, it's about building habits that strengthen your mental foundation. Here's how to apply Zen discipline today. Set one daily anchor habit: 5 minutes of meditation, journaling, stretching, or silence. Create a morning ritual that grounds you: a few breaths, a cup of tea, or a mindful walk. Reduce mental clutter by setting clear boundaries: no phone during meals, no screen for the first 10 minutes of the day. Practice one challenging thing intentionally: cold shower, learning a skill, or completing tasks without procrastination. The goal isn't intensity, it's consistency. As Hakuin taught, practice with burning effort, every day. If you train your mind daily, even briefly, you'll notice your emotional reaction soften, your focus deepen, and your stress decline. Just like a blade, the mind becomes powerful through regular sharpening. Rule 5: Drop attachments to see your true nature. Zen teaches that most of our suffering comes from attachment to identity, beliefs, success, opinions, fears, and expectations. When we cling, we limit ourselves. When we loosen our grip, we discover our natural clarity. Dōgen taught that the self is not fixed, it is a constantly changing process. Trying to solidify it creates tension. He wrote about dropping off body and mind, meaning dropping the stories, labels, and roles we cling to. When these layers fall away, what remains is our true nature, open, aware, and free. Bankei also emphasized this in his teaching of the unborn mind, a state of natural clarity that exists before our thoughts, anxieties, and attachments distort it. To him, enlightenment wasn't something to gain, it was something to uncover by letting go. Modern life encourages the opposite of letting go. We attach to job titles. We attach to social media validation. We attach to being liked, being right, being successful. We attach to every opinion we hear. These attachments create pressure and anxiety because they place our identity in unstable places. Applying this Zen rule today doesn't mean giving up your goals or desires, it means loosening your grip on the things that control your emotions. Here's how to practice it. When criticism triggers you, remind yourself, this is not who I am. When worrying about the future, shift from control to acceptance. When stuck in a belief, ask, is this helping me or limiting me? When feeling overwhelmed, pause and breathe into the body rather than the story. Letting go doesn't mean losing. Letting go means returning to who you actually are. Rule 6: Quiet the mind by accepting reality as it is. One of the deepest Zen teachings is that the mind becomes peaceful not by controlling life, but by accepting life exactly as it is in this moment. Acceptance is not passivity, it is the foundation of clarity. When you stop fighting what is true, the mind stops generating unnecessary suffering. This teaching reaches its fullest expression in the philosophy of Bankei, the Zen master who taught the concept of the unborn mind. He believed every person is born with a naturally clear, calm mind, like a still pond. But the moment we resist reality, this shouldn't be happening. I wish this were different. Why me? The pond becomes disturbed, cloudy, and agitated. Bankei students often came to him complaining about their problems, their anger, or their worries. He would simply reply, "You're creating trouble for yourself in your own unborn mind." In other words, the suffering arises not from the situation but from resisting it. In modern life, we resist reality constantly. Wishing people were different. Fighting traffic instead of adapting to it. Being annoyed that plans changed. Replaying past mistakes. Arguing with things already out of our control. Acceptance doesn't mean approval. It means recognizing this is what's happening right now, and responding from a calmer mental state instead of a tangled emotional one. Here's how to practice this Zen rule today. Notice the first moment of resistance and soften your body. Label the situation simply, this is what's happening. Breathe into the discomfort instead of escaping it. Ask, what can I control right now, and let go of the rest. When emotions rise, don't fight them, let them pass like clouds. Peace begins where resistance ends. Accepting reality restores the natural clarity Bankei spoke of, the clarity already inside you. Rule 7: Treat each ordinary moment as spiritual training. Zen is not something practiced only on the meditation cushion. It is something practiced while walking, washing, cooking, speaking, listening, even breathing. The seventh rule is the essence of Japanese Zen: every moment is the way. This principle comes directly from Dōgen, who taught that enlightenment is not separate from daily activities. In his writings, he emphasized that monks should treat everything, from sweeping the monastery floors to preparing rice, with reverence and precision. Nothing is too small to be sacred. Dōgen believed that true understanding is found in the ordinary moments we typically overlook. A famous Zen monk once asked his master why he seemed so peaceful. The master replied, "I chop wood and carry water." The monk said, "But everyone chops wood and carries water." The master answered, "No, when they chop wood, their minds wander. When they carry water, they wish they were somewhere else." Zen elevates the simplest action into a moment of deep awareness. Modern life conditions us to see ordinary moments as an in-between time. Eating while scrolling. Commuting while complaining. Cleaning while rushing. Walking while mentally elsewhere. But these in-between moments are actually where your mind spends most of your life, and Zen shows they can be transformed. How to apply this today? Choose one mundane activity each day to perform with full attention. Turn daily chores into mindful rituals. Washing dishes becomes meditation, not a task. When walking, feel your feet touch the ground. When speaking, listen with your whole mind. When showering, feel the water, the warmth, the texture. When ordinary moments become training, your entire life becomes meditation, calm, present, and deeply alive. Rule 8. Respond with awareness instead of reacting on impulse. In Zen, one of the greatest skills you can develop is the ability to respond instead of react. A reaction is automatic, emotional, and often unskillful. A response is conscious, calm, and intentional. The difference between the two can change the entire direction of your life. Zen training is specifically designed to create a gap between stimulus and action. When a thought, emotion, or external event arises, the practitioner learns to see it clearly before moving. This is why Zen emphasizes breath awareness and posture. They ground you long enough to choose your next step. Hakuin's rigorous training methods were largely about building this exact capacity. Students were pushed to physical and mental limits, not to punish them but to teach them how to maintain awareness even under stress. When discomfort, panic, or frustration arose, they were trained to observe it rather than be controlled by it. With repetition, this created a mind capable of responding wisely instead of reacting blindly. In modern life, reactivity is everywhere. Snapping at someone because you're stressed. Replying to messages instantly out of anxiety. Making decisions from anger or fear. Getting pulled into arguments online. Buying things impulsively to soothe emotions. These reactions create chaos and regret. To apply this Zen rule today. When triggered, pause for one breath. This microgap rewires your brain. Label your emotion: anger is here, fear is here, rather than becoming it. Slow your speech intentionally during conflict. Before responding to a message, ask, am I calm or reacting? Practice short daily meditations to strengthen your awareness muscle. Every time you choose awareness over impulse, you shift your life toward clarity, wisdom, and emotional freedom. Rule 9. Live simply so you can see clearly. Zen teaches that simplicity is not deprivation, it is liberation. When your environment, schedule, and mind are cluttered, clarity becomes impossible. When things are simple, the mind naturally settles into peace. Japanese Zen deeply influenced Japan's cultural aesthetics: minimal tea rooms, uncluttered temples, gardens designed for contemplation, and rituals that emphasize quiet over stimulation. This simplicity wasn't accidental, it was designed to help the mind become still. In Zen monasteries, monks live with very little: a robe, a bowl, a mat. Not because they reject comfort, but because they understand that too many possessions, too many choices, and too much noise scatter the mind. Dōgen wrote that a monk's life should be like flowing water, free, unburdened, unobstructed. This spirit shaped many aspects of Japanese culture, from wabi-sabi, beauty in simplicity and imperfection, to shojin ryorai, simple temple cuisine, to the clean, natural spaces favored in traditional Japanese architecture. Modern life is the opposite. Crowded schedules, constant notifications, overflowing closets, infinite digital distractions, mental noise from every direction. When your life is cluttered, your mind becomes cluttered. Here's how to apply Zen simplicity today. Start by simplifying one physical space: your desk, your room, your car. Reduce digital clutter, turn off non-essential notifications, unfollow accounts that drain you. Practice single-task scheduling, fewer commitments, but done with more intention. Use minimalism not as an aesthetic, but as a mental health practice. Create one daily moment of silence: no phone, no music, just breath. Simplicity clears the fog. Simplicity reveals what matters. Through simplicity, your mind becomes spacious enough for peace. Rule 10: flow with life instead of trying to control it. The final Zen rule is one of the most transformative: stop trying to control everything. Zen teaches that control is an illusion. The more you try to force life into your expectations, the more frustration you experience. Peace comes from alignment, not domination. Zen masters often use nature as a teaching tool. A river flows around rocks instead of fighting them. Bamboo bends in the wind instead of breaking. Clouds form and dissolve without resistance. Zen encourages us to behave the same way: flexible, adaptable, responsive. Dōgen wrote that the true way is like a mirror: it reflects whatever arises without clinging or rejecting. Bankei emphasized that the unborn mind is naturally in harmony with whatever appears, so there's no need to force anything. Even samurai influenced by Zen were trained to move with circumstances, not against them. In the modern world, control is worshipped. Controlling outcomes, controlling people, controlling perceptions, controlling timelines, controlling emotions. But the truth is, the more you try to control, the more anxious you become. Applying Zen's flow mindset today looks like this. When plans change, adapt instead of resisting. When someone behaves unexpectedly, respond without taking it personally. When life presents obstacles, navigate around them instead of pushing harder. When uncertainty appears, meet it with curiosity instead of fear. Let go of rigid expectations and focus on the reality in front of you. This doesn't mean giving up ambition, it means moving with life rather than against it. When you flow, you conserve energy, reduce stress, and become far more effective. Flexibility is power. Conclusion: the Zen way forward. Zen is not about becoming someone else, it's about returning to who you already are beneath the noise, clutter, fear, and distraction. The teachings of Dōgen, Hakuin, and Bankei show that clarity isn't something we find in the future, it's something we uncover in this moment. Practice presence. Sharpen your mind. Let go of what doesn't serve you. Live simply. Flow with life. When you bring these 10 Zen rules into daily life, you don't just think differently, you experience life differently, calmer, clearer, and more fully awake.